Good Friday morning, folks. Welcome to Hacking Self Storage. So bear with me. I've got a cold. The cold's come back again. I never get ill, but this is ill again. Never really get ill. Anyway, so bear with my croaky little voice because I've got a really, really, really good episode for you today, and it's talking about REITs and revenue management. So revenue management. But have you ever wondered how the REITs increase their prices? Because I've done a little deep dive into finding out what they do, because they're the big boys. It's in America. They're the big boys. They're tried, tested. They've got the analytics to prove it works. And so I wanted to look into it on what they did. So bear with me. I've got all these notes written down. I have done on April the 14th, my sister's birthday. I did put this in the newsletter, mrselfstorage.com. If you aren't logged on, you are missing out, my friends. Every single day, there's a business or stories tip. I show you all my numbers from a previous day, loads of reports and loads of good stuff, Monday to Friday. It comes out about 6:45. We've got an awesome open rate, about 70%, which is cool. Right. So here's a simple revenue management system that really works. I'm going to have to read this now from them. Excuse me. That's probably not the first. That is the first. That's not going to be the last cough I do. Right. Jane. So the customer's called Jane. Jane becomes a customer on 1st of July, 2022. Jane then gets a price increase of 10% on the 1st of October, 2022. I will go through exactly the formula at the end. Okay, so don't try to work it out or anything like that. I'll go through at the end. Jane then gets a further 6% increase on the 1st of July, 2023. Jane has been in storage for 12 months and has had 2 price increases. And so I put here, blew my mind. However, we started implementing this because there's a lot you can learn from America. I think America is like 10 years ahead of us in terms of the overall industry and the knowledge and the mainstreamness. That's definitely a word. That's definitely a word. the mainstreamness of the industry. I think people know about it more, about self-storage. And so we can implement a lot of what goes in America. We can see what works, what doesn't work, and then we can implement what works. So on the 1st of July, I'm going to put this in actual figures. So when she comes in, Jane is paying £100 on the that's on the 1st of July, 2022. So on the, I've made a mistake here, actually. It's the 1st of October. Let me put that October. On the 1st of October, 2023, Jane is paying £116.60. Why? Because she's had the increase. However, that's a 60. That's a, oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It was right. Right. So July, it was right. So 1st of July, 2022, Jane is paying £100. On the 1st of July, 2023, Jane is paying £116.60. And so in 12 months, Jane has had a price increase of 16.6%. That is huge. However, when I wrote this, I was doing price increases a lot like this. And I was like, this is brilliant. Although my price increase is a bit more. It depends on many, many factors. It's not one size fits all. It depends on your location. It depends on your occupancy. It depends on the competition. It depends on your price structure already. So I can't say to you that we must do this. I'm more aggressive because I know my market, I know my customers, and I know my competition. So we're a little bit more aggressive in this. But when I put this out on LinkedIn, on February 2023, I got so many messages saying that is ridiculous. That is so aggressive. We can't be that aggressive. And my answer is, why not? Have you tried it? The only way you know you can't be that aggressive is if you've tried it. If you've tried it and it hasn't worked, then hey, I've got no answer to you. You've tried it. You've got the figures and you've got the stats to back it up. But if you haven't got the figures and haven't got the stats and you just don't think it'll work, then you've got no basis getting into this argument because you've got to try something first of all. We've all got to test. Some things will work. Some things will not work. We've got to iterate and improve all the time. That's what life's all about. That's what business is all about. And that's certainly what self-storage is all about. Like I say, I was talking to Ben from Attic Self-Storage and he made me realize I can increase my prices a lot more, being more aggressive than I actually am doing. But we're talking about REITs today, and this is what the REITs are doing. So here's the formula. It's very, very simple. It's a 10% increase after 3 months. So when a customer has been in 3 months, they get a 10% increase. We have modeled this and we took it on board. However, customers get a 20% increase from us. That's right, a 20% increase from us. So 10% increase after the first 3 months. And then it's a 6% increase every 9 months until the day the customer moves out. I put here, self-storage is a brilliant business model. And I put here, is this approach too aggressive? What's your opinions? There's my second cough. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Although I've got a snotty snitch. So is this approach too aggressive? I got so many comments, so many messages, and it was different. There was so many people who had opinions, and it was divided. My opinion is simple. I don't think it's too aggressive at all. We can see it works. And people were saying, oh, no, it's the ethically correct and all that lot. What a lot of bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's your business model. It's the business model. It's cheap to come in first of all. That's what self-storage is. It's cheap to come in first of all. We're getting the customers in. And once we get the customers in, we get them up to that rate we really want them to pay. When Clough Road first opened, we was getting £16 per square foot. Now, is that the rate I want my customers paying? Including insurance? Absolutely not. So what we had to do was we had to do revenue management with our customers. Yes, we had to be really, really competitive to get the customers in. But as soon as the customers was in, that's not going to pay my bill. Well, it's going to pay my bills, but it's not going to make me a successful business. It's probably just going to keep my head above water. So I need to increase those rates. We increase those rates, the price per square foot. We're now £24 per square foot. It was 16 and now it's 24. So we've increased it 50%. So first of all, you have different objectives. Number one objective for me, it's different to other people, is occupancy. I need something to work with. If I've got nobody in, no occupancy, I've got nothing to work with. I can't work with that. However, if I've got people in, if I've got occupancy, I then can start working the revenue management success story. I can start wielding this wand, and I can start making more money from the customers that are in. Not because I'm prioritizing them customers or I'm doing anything unethical. It's because they're coming in on a cheap rate. It's like when you first get Sky, or when you ring up Sky, you say to them that you want that you're complaining because it's too expensive. Then what do? They give you at half price for so long, and it goes boom back up to what it was. Your insurance policies. What happens to your insurance policies every single year when you get car insurance? They don't make money off you on the first year. It's the subsequent years that they make money off you from, and that's exactly like self-storage. Like Sky, it's like electric. It's like all the big companies. And unfortunately, us little boys in this industry, we are going to get wiped out if we do not play the game like the big boys. The big boys play this revenue management game, and we have to start playing it. We have to get in that ring, because yes, right now you can be successful. You will be successful. But I promise you that it's not always going to be like this. It's going to get tougher, it's going to get harder, and it's going to get more competitive. If you aren't playing that revenue management game, I promise you, your profits will suffer. You might not see it next year. You might not see it the year after, or hell, even 5 years. But I promise at some stage you will see it, because the big boys are coming in, and because they get more, they squeeze more juice out of that customer. What does that mean? It means that lifetime of that customer is worth more to the big boys than it is to you. And ultimately, when that happens, what does it mean? It means that they can pay more to acquire a customer than you can. They can pay more for that customer. They can pay £200 on Google Ads to get that customer. You might only be able to pay £100 because you aren't doing the correct revenue management. The customer isn't worth as much to you as it is to Big Yellow or Safe Store. And so we've got to be mindful. We've got to be aware. We've got to compete. And the only way we compete is having a revenue management system. So this is what the REITs were doing. I'll go through it one more time. So Jane, when she was a customer, 1st of July, she came in. She gets a 10% increase on October the 1st. On July the 1st, the following year, the subsequent year, 2023, she gets another 6% increase. So that means in 1 year, she's had 2 price increases. She's had 10% price increase after 3 months. And then she's had a 6% increase every single 9 months after that. until the day she moves out. So when she first comes in, she's paying £100. On the 1st of July 2023, Janie's paying £116.60 just 1 year later. And the magic, Warren Buffett will love this. Warren Buffett, I think he's in self-storage now, is he? I don't know. I've read something about investment. I'm sure I did. Warren Buffett will love this because it's a wonder of the world. Is it the eighth wonder of the world? I think it is. Of compounding interest, but it works exactly the same. It's compounding revenue. So that £116 now for next year will go up again because of the price increase in the revenue management. It compounds itself. That £16 extra, it will compound again and compound again and compound again until the day they move out. Oh, my friends, this is so important. Please don't let this pass you by. Revenue management is so key and it can set you up for success. I promise you. Okay, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend and we will speak again on Monday. See you soon. Bye-bye.